All right, y'all, this is Amplify Daily number 53 out of 365. We are talking about organic audience building in my copy paste sell expert framework. Let's get into it. Okay, so as a reminder, when I talk about organic audience building, what I mean is the first out of my four pillars. So the four pillars are organic audience building. Pillar number two is organic list building. Pillar number three is warm network campaigns, and pillar number four is marketing sales automation. These are the four pillars that, if you are a subject matter expert and you are looking to scale your expertise in the online environment and generate passive and automated income via courses, memberships, intensives, ebooks, like things like that. You need to have these four pieces, these four pillars in place if you don't want to have to hire sales teams, if you don't want to have to come out of pocket and spend tens of thousands of dollars on ads. Those are the only two ways that you're going to, or affiliates, that you're going to be able to perpetually keep getting leads in and growing your sales. You're going to come out of pocket. You're either going to pay affiliates to tap into their audience, anywhere between 30 to 50% per sale, or you're going to pay for ads, or you're going to pay for a sales team to be able to close those leads once they come into your sales funnel. All right. So with my structure, I have focused on building something where it is really based on guerrilla marketing. It's based on warm network campaigns. It's based on being able to sell to your existing warm audience and expand your warm audience without having to spend a lot of money. It is guerrilla marketing. And so when you do that really well, you can flip the frame and you can increase your conversion percentage on the people who do come into your funnel. And the folks who find you, they come into your narrative, your purchase narrative, in a way where it's not okay, I'm here now, convince me why I should buy. They come in a way where their experience is much more like, oh my goodness, this feels like it's a perfect fit. I really hope that you will consider taking me on as a client or a member. I hope you'll consider letting me into your program. There's a way to design transactions for that. So organic audience building is really necessary if you're going to do that. Now, I'm somebody who, y'all, literally up until this last year, I have been very much against being super vocal on social media. I won't say against. I have not been pressed to do it. I haven't needed to do it to do well in my career. I haven't needed to do it to build identity, and it just wasn't my thing. My Instagram is private, my Facebook is private. I just have not made it a priority to build a personal brand on social media. Um, and this last year, I intentionally put myself in a position to be in the room with the best and brightest online luminaries in the country. I was in four different masterminds with folks who are very well known online. If you're in the space of buying courses and trying to build business online and stuff like that, you have seen these people's names. These are very, very well known folks running 7, 8 figure or better companies. And I joined very top level masterminds. I spent six figures, joined six figures of masterminds in 2023 to really just see a few things. One, how does the framework that I built, how did it stack up for, again, audience building, list building, warm network campaigns, and marketing and sales automation? How did it stack up to the people who are best in breed in the country? And number two, to be able to develop relationships with these folks, to be able to peek under the hood and understand what they're doing versus what I'm doing. And what I can tell you is that the greater majority of the folks who you see online, they must have ads in order to grow their thing. Their business structure, and there's nothing wrong with this. To be clear, they got the money to do it. Um, their business structures are created in such a way where they need to pour tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars per month into ads, and they get 3, 4, 5, 10 times the amount back. So it's not a bad model, but I've always been a fan of just doing more with less. And for many years, I never had money to do ads or marketing, things like that. I had to get really good at flipping the frame and being able to identify my exact target customer in really unique ways on and offline, and craft narratives, craft transactions, design environments that had them come find me inbound and say, will you take my money? So that's what I mean by organic audience building, creating that structure where people come in inbound hot and they're like, this is exciting and interesting. I want to be in this world that you're building. So I'm going to walk y'all through, and I should mention too, the the thing that clicked for me around social media, and the thing that I think that I hope that's clicking for a number of different, what I call reluctant experts like me. I know a lot of folks who are the expert's expert in their particular lane. They are busy, head down, doing their craft and serving customers, clients, members, and producing outcomes. And they just like they didn't come up with a cell phone in hand on social media. We just didn't. That's not how we came up. This world kind of happened on us as we were either coming into adulthood or already adults, and it's not native to us. So we're not as thrilled to be online all the time and sharing everything as some of our counterparts, even just a few years younger. So what happens is, we're watching people who do not necessarily have the same level of expertise, knowledge, background that we have, but they are very natural with social. They are excellent marketers, and they've taken the time to really understand the social media dynamic and how to leverage it. And, I was really just being, I won't call it lazy, but I will call it comfortable until I got into these masterminds and something clicked. And what I realized, y'all, is, you would never say something like, I just don't really do contracts. The contracts, I'm not really all that comfortable with them. And honestly, I just never really understood them, never got them. So I've just chosen to not really focus on doing contracts, and I just don't use them in my business. You would be laughed out of the room. If you're trying to do serious business, who says that? Who walks around saying something like, I just don't use contracts because it's uncomfortable, because I've traditionally not understood them. Well, you go hire an attorney, don't you? You get the help that you need to get a proper contract to do business. It's expected of you. And I think that we are coming to a place, if we're not here already, where to be a small business owner trying to compete and grow and scale in 2024, and to be indifferent about social media, using it as a platform to grow your business, is extraordinarily naive. And I was a victim of it too. I was somebody who was looking from this perspective because I was comfortable. But let me tell you something. In 2024, when you roll up to the table and your client is considering, or partner or customer is considering you versus someone else, y'all have the same background, y'all have the same relationships, you have similar skill sets, except you rolling in with 1,500 followers on a private Instagram page, and they're rolling in with 50,000 followers and thought leadership and a consistent social media presence. You lose, period, point blank. Period, point blank. Do not pass go. You're not collecting $200. You lose. And with the proliferation of AI, even though a lot of people are using it poorly, similar to in the 90s, the late 90s, how outsourcing came into play with companies like Elance, and it was going to change everything. But most people use it poorly, and most people are going to continue using AI poorly and get bad results. And the marketplace is going to become numb to everything looking the same. People start to be able to realize AI generated stuff the same way that people can identify like scammy emails, and they'll become numb to it. And people are going to start craving human connection. And when they do, the folks who are online, who have really approachable platforms and audiences, those are the folks who are going to win. And so I couldn't be indifferent to this anymore, which is why I got serious about audience building online. And in doing so, I built out a framework, excuse me, that I call 1 Minute Expert, that allows me, as a reluctant creator who does not want to spend a lot of time making content, who struggles to pull out my phone and like do video of myself, this allows me to get 5 to 6 pieces of shareable short form social media content from every 60 seconds of video that I shoot. I can use this structure that I created to have my video. And this is like a way that I have my editors to edit my projects. I can hand over this sheet and have them go take existing long form content that I have and produce short form content from it. And I also can take out my phone and record content 60 seconds at a time with no script at all in my areas of expertise. In that 60 seconds, we'll produce 5 to 6 pieces of social media shareable content that is solid, it's catchy, it's interesting. And I've tested this out. It is not necessary to have perfect lighting. You don't have to have that perfect blur. You don't have to have perfect sound. What you need is consistent content every day, which this gives you because you're taking a small amount of actual content, and you are amplifying it. You're taking 60 seconds and you're getting 5, 6 pieces of content. So literally with 10 minutes of shooting per day, 60 seconds per video, you will get, you know, what, 50. So 10 minutes is 60 seconds a piece. Why can't I think? Oh, so if we're getting 5 pieces of shareable content from every 1 minute times 10, that's 50 pieces of social media content per week from just actually 10 minutes of recording. So it gives you the volume of content that you need, short form content for TikTok, for Instagram Reels, for YouTube Shorts, that really allows you to start building a platform, and you can then post every day without having to run out of content. You're not figuring out like, what do I post and what do I talk about? You're talking about the stuff that is your area of expertise. And the last piece of it, again, you need consistency, you need quality content. And the third piece is you need to use trending sounds on Instagram. It's really easy when you're in app to find trending sounds. What I'm not saying is trending songs. A trending sound may be a trending song, but there's different sounds that are in the background of videos. We've all seen the oh no 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 no, like we've all heard that one, right? In the background of videos that are supposed to be funny, we've we've heard different sound effects that are in the background of certain videos, and you can use trending sounds in the background of your videos without them having any sound. But the algorithm on Instagram will actually notice that this is a piece of content using a sound that is trending, and it'll amplify it a little bit beyond the network. And once it's amplified beyond your personal network, when people watch it, if they resonate with it and they like, follow, share, or save, then it will get amplified a bit further. And if that happens again, it'll get amplified a little bit further and amplified a little bit further. So even starting from zero, I'm going to show y'all um, my Instagram account. I started this Instagram account literally in 2024. I started it, excuse me, to basically be able to post every day on Instagram as like Thomas KR Stovall professional account. I still have my private Instagram account. I didn't want to change that. That's for friends, family. But this is where I wanted to create some thought leadership. I started this from zero, and I have not gone out of my way to try to promote it. I think I've got this doesn't show the number of followers for some reason, but I've got, I think, 124 followers. I've not gone out of my way to share this with a bunch of people. And on the page, I'm going to scroll down a little bit so you can see it. Yeah, here it is. So it's 125 followers. I've got 53 posts. I'm posting something every single day, and I'll share with you what I did. I did one studio shoot in Houston. I got interviewed by a friend of mine named John Guyton. Fantastic interview. If you ever want to get a great interview, But John just reached out to me a few months back and said, Thomas, I finally got my studio open. He's also a filmmaker. He's also one of the best pitch coaches you ever want to meet, and he's got a lot of background in the Silicon Valley space. But I met John well over a decade ago inside of another program that we were both in the technology space as Black founders. And we always stayed in contact. And a few years back, John hit me up and said, Thomas, I'm looking to transition out of the space that I'm in. I got to figure out how to make this speaking thing work. And I said, well, tell me what you're trying to do. And he told me, man, inside the next 6 months, I want to be making six figures speaking full time. I want to, and John hadn't gotten paid anything speaking at that point, but he's a fantastic speaker, but didn't know the business of it. So I want to be making six figures a year speaking inside of 6 months. I want to be booked out 3 months in advance. I want to be speaking for five figures per engagement, and I want to have done my first TED talk. I said in the next 6 months. He said in the next 6 months. I said, cool. I'm going to give you an exact blueprint, John, and if you follow it, like I guarantee you will hit these benchmarks. So I gave him a blueprint. John followed it. Long story short, 6 months later, that man had made his first 100 grand speaking. He was speaking for five figures per engagement. He was booked 3 months out, and he had done his first TED talk. So, needless to say, John, me and John have a great relationship. He thinks highly of me, but he hit me up and he said, I finally got my studio open. I want you to be the first person who comes in. I want to do these interviews where I bring folks in who are, who are thought leaders in different areas, who are small business owners, who are scaling something. And I want to just use my interview skills, my filmmaking skills to create amazing content with these interviews with them. And it'll become a series over time. I want you to be the first one. And so the stuff that you're seeing on my Instagram right now, that is that series that I did with John. It was a 2-day video. It was a 2-day in studio shoot. And some of the stuff, like what you're watching right now on my Instagram, is all the unscripted stuff. And we had a blast. But we've got some scripted stuff too, which will come in a little bit later. But we've got probably 110 or so short form clips for Instagram. So that's three plus months of content. And this is going out one clip per day, every single day. And again, starting from scratch on Instagram with 0 followers, with not even sending much out to my audience to try to get people. I'm just literally posting on Instagram every day, and whoever finds me just kind of finds me. And the way that I do it, one post goes up on Instagram per day, and y'all can kind of see what the engagement is look like. Hold on one second. Feels like my screen is frozen. Okay. All right, so y'all should be able to see my screen, and you can see that I'm getting, at this point I've got 5,700 account reach. This is from 0 in the last 30 days. The only thing that I'm doing that's being done is consistent posts. It's high quality content. It is funny. It is engaging. And the third piece is we're utilizing trending sounds in the background of each video that are not audible to the human ear, but they're tapping into the Instagram algorithm. So you can see where we started. This is a handful of days ago. This is where we started. And within the first 6 days, had my first quasi viral video. And this is like micro virality. I had maybe 10 followers or 15 followers, and to get a video with 1,500 views, that means that it's now traveling outside of my network. And then I got a couple more, 1,600 views, 1,600 views, 1,700 views, a few hundred. And, just cracked my first 2,000 view video yesterday. So you can kind of see this is just a few weeks in. And this is starting from scratch. It is literally just utilizing the tool that is the Instagram algorithm and taking advantage of trending sounds. It's consistent content every single day, and it is high quality content. You can see like 20 likes, 10 comments, and I've only got 125 followers at this point, but a post every single day. And so outside of those posts that I did with John, here's also what I'm doing. I started this initiative that I call Amplify Daily. Every single day in 2024, I am writing something. I'm writing something. I'm recording a video and publishing, and I call it Amplify Daily. So on YouTube, I've got 49 videos at this point. This YouTube channel also was started in 2024. I did not have a Thomas K.R. Stovall channel, but every single day I take one piece of content that is like, one of my best pieces of one of my principles that I teach or deliver inside of my paid consulting gigs. And, for those of y'all who don't know, like I charge pretty high fees, 5 figures per month when I work with small business owners or experts. But every single day in Amplify Daily, I take something from my paid offerings and I break it down and just give it away. So anybody who's on my Amplify Daily list, it is at thomasKRStovall.com. If you're looking at this, you're probably on the list already. But I record a video just like this. This is an Amplify Daily, and I first publish it to YouTube. Then I go to Active Campaign, which is where my email list lives, and I will then take the same description that I put in the post. So, like for this one, for example, I publish the video first, then I write the description for the video. Okay, and let me open this up so y'all can see it. I write the description for the video. Description. I make it into an email in my CRM, which is Active Campaign, and I send it out to y'all. Every single day I do this. And now I've had my team go and create on the back end of my website. So it's at thomasKRStovall.com/amplify daily. I've had them to go ahead and create my newsletter where we are we're uploading the Amplify dailies, at this point every single day. I haven't even, this is the first video where I've actually shared what we're doing, but this is every single day now. Um, so this is every single day now on my website, and we're just uploading. I record it. My team goes in and they take the email that I send out from the CRM. They add it to the Amplify Daily backend. They put a nice little banner image on it. And now, before you know it, I've literally got a 50 article newsletter that is already it's already up and going. And so this is part of my content creation for 2024 is a newsletter every single day, an email that goes out every single day with that newsletter. It started as an email, but now it's an actual newsletter. We've taken the emails and broadened it, so it's the same content, we're just now giving it form, and a YouTube video. So let me click inside of one Amplify Daily so you can see it. Inside of the actual article, I always give a link to the previous day's video, and I share a link to the following, to that day's video too. So, quick recap: yesterday's Amplify Daily, and then below it, here's the Amplify Daily for that particular day. And so, in this one, I was breaking down a copywriting thing that I did in real time for a campaign, the launch campaign that we're in right now. So this is Amplify Daily. It's actually a really, really high quality blog. It's absolutely free, but this is part of me demonstrating my expertise. It's part of me signaling to the marketplace. I am an expert. Let me show y'all what I do. Let me show y'all me getting busy in real time. And I'm making sure to put it on social platforms. But this is going to start going on my Instagram as well. I've already experimented a couple days. Let me show you what that look like. Already experimented a couple days of putting these out just to see how they would do. So I took a couple of my Amplify dailies and I just cut up a little teaser from it and posted on as a reel directly back to YouTube. And I'll show you how I did that. But these got a couple hundred views, and it was reasonably simple. How I did it. I did it as a reel first and posted it, and then I shared that reel as a story. Then then I can add it to the highlights here, and they can live forever. And so, as you can see here, this is the story of the reel that I shared, and then I can link directly to the whole video on YouTube. So this is how I'm going to take the Amplify dailies that I'm using, add them to my Instagram reels, and have a different type of content that's also filling up the timeline. So not only do I have the 100 plus videos from the studio shoot with John, but I also now have 50 plus videos and articles that I can add to Instagram inside of first a reel that then I share as a story that I can now link directly to the YouTube video in the story and take them from Instagram off now to my YouTube world as well. So that's how I'm approaching my audience building with Instagram with Amplify Daily. But inside of my 1 minute expert format, I want to give y'all this before I go because it's a really useful format for people who, again, I call reluctant experts who don't have a bunch of time, energy, or intent to be recording videos all the time, don't necessarily know the high level strategy for how to break, like, what am I talking about every day and all that. And it keep you from creating content. Let me show y'all, excuse me, how I approach it. So 1 minute expert format. Um, Basically, the structure, the core structure is what I call full shorts, micro shorts, and quotables. So in this structure, a full short is anything is a video that's 30 to 58 seconds. A micro short is and I should be clear. Let me start from the other way. A micro short is a video that is 15 to 30 seconds, and it is one clear idea. Okay, one clear idea. Take 2 to 3 micro shorts that are all aligned with different ideas inside of one core topic, and we stack them together. Those 2 to 3 core ideas become 2 to 3 core ideas, 2 to 3 micro shorts become one full short, which is a 30 to 58-second video that is comprised of 2 to 3 micro shorts that are aligned in terms of the ideas that they have, but they're different and they come together to form one full kind of topic video that is actually quite punchy. You're getting a clear idea every 15 seconds or so, 2 to 3 clear ideas inside of one video, and it's like, man, that was actually a really solid video. It was very informative, it was very punchy, and so it holds the attention of your audience. What you've gotten basically 4 videos right there out of the 60 seconds. You've gotten the full video, that's the 30 to 58 seconds. You've gotten 2 to 3 micro shorts, which are all their own 15 to 30-second piece of content. And you also get what I call a quotable. Usually you're getting like anywhere between 1 to 3 quotables inside of that 60 seconds. Quotable is a video where we put a little bit of B-roll in the background and a little bit of vibey music, but you're just taking one quote that's a scroll stopper that was shared during that 60 seconds. It was like, oh, that was a really good concept. One quote, and you just put it on top of that B roll, and it just sits there. And it's built to just kind of visually break up the timeline. Um, and you can also do like testimonial shorts, but the full short, the micro short, and the quotable, that's the core of my 1 minute expert format framework. And I've also got a really unique way of creating a bunch of different categories of B roll that make it really easy as you're going through your daily life to just kind of organize little snippets of video in a way that don't take much of your time at all, but you get dozens and dozens of pieces of B roll that just like get fed directly to your videographer or your video production person and your social media person if you have one in a way where they get to create a ton of content for you. And it takes you as the expert almost no time and no thought. So that's why I call it 1 minute expert. But I'm going to show y'all, you won't be able to hear it, I don't think, but you'll be able to see the concept for these micro shorts, full shorts, and quotables. So here is a micro short. Hoping this will open up. It's not too slow. All right, so I'm going to show y'all a micro short. This is for a brand called Activate Your Vision that I'm partnered with on the education side of their company. So these two guys are in New Orleans. They run a $16 million clothing brand called World Envision, and I'm partnering with them on the online education side of their business called Activate Your Vision. So they have a huge social media following, but they don't have a bunch of time to manage it. And so, my team is taking over the social media management portion of it, and we're going to be implementing my 1 minute expert format. But I'm going to show y'all like here's a what a micro short looks like. So this is taking some content directly from long form video. They do one long form piece of content on YouTube every single week anyway. So my team is taking pieces from that, chopping it up into short form content. And this is a micro short. So it's one clear idea. Now, for this particular 60 seconds of content, there's actually three different micro shorts that are pulled out. One of them is about money. A second one, like how much should a brand owner be thinking about spending? A second one is this is more about like having one core design for your brand before you move on to a second core design. And again, this is a micro short, 15 to 30 seconds. So this is a second video that is like one clear idea. And now let me go back and we're going to watch the third micro short. And of course, all these have sound, but these are meant to be for like TikTok, Instagram Reels. They have the animation coupled with talking head, clear captions. So, excuse me. Um, Three clear micro shorts, and then let me see. And there's a couple different samples in here as well. And the full short is the 60 seconds that actually takes the two to three separate ideas stacked on top of each other and then creates 130 to 58-second video that is clear and compelling. But again, each one of these is designed so that it can be its own full piece of content that can run separately because there's tons of different people who are looking at your account. None of them are seeing all the same stuff. So you want to chop this stuff up and then micro chop it up. But I've already tested this format out on one of my other channels for my Mindset to Money brand. And we were able to, within 30 days, see some of this content with the full shorts and the micro shorts getting 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views. And again, it was taking that dead account from zero. We had 26,000 followers, but we were getting zero engagement at all. We hadn't posted in like over a year. And within 30 days, we had tens of thousands of reach because people were really engaged and our reels were getting thousands of views. So I know that this format works really well and it doesn't take a lot of bandwidth from you. And let me show you the quotable. This is a quotable. It's simple. It's just a little B-roll in the background and it takes a quote from one of the videos and just stacks it right on top of that moving B-roll with a little bit of vibey sound in the background, and it's 15 seconds. And again, it's meant to just break up the visual monotony of the timeline. And I'm going to give y'all another. Oh, we don't see that one. That's weird. I'm gonna give y'all another sample of a micro short here that you can see. Oh, actually, this is more like a full short. And all of y'all have seen, this style of short, on the internet. But it can be hard to find videographers or video production people who can do them. So I've kind of trained my team now to do them in a particular style, a particular type of timing, and so they can either go and take my existing long form videos and chop them up into full shorts, micro shorts, and quotables. We can get literally 50, 60 pieces of short form content from one 10, 15-minute video, or we can shoot 60-second videos right from the cell phone with the intent on them being full shorts, micro shorts, and quotables. And we're literally just taking two to three stackable ideas that are aligned but unique and hitting them boom, boom, boom in succession in a 60 second or less video clip. And that's it. And you don't need to have it scripted or anything like that. If you're the expert in your space, you know this stuff like the back of your hand. So you don't need to script it. And if it's 60 seconds at a time or less, you can hit those points without having to try to remember something. And it's just freestyle. And so you do that 10 times a week, 10 minutes of video, 60 seconds a piece. That gives you 50 plus pieces of social media shareable content if you've got a best practices document that you can hand over to a video editor for how to then take those clips and cut them up in a way like this. And I've got that document. It took me some months to get together, but like that's my 1 minute expert format is really that structure for having them cut it up. This is a testimonial that lives as a short. So this guy's talking about like one really useful thing that he learned inside of their program, but it lives like like a regular piece of content. Everything's about edutainment now, so you want stuff that's going to catch people's attention, but also tell a story. So this is a pretty clear view of my 1 minute expert format, and the entire focus point of this again is um, it's all about the organic audience building. So this right here, pillar one, social media content creation and publication, and the intention is to increase brand awareness and reach. Why? So that we can then, once we have those eyeballs, we can then herd them ultimately onto a list. Organic list building is next, so that we can do some qualified lead generation and lead capture. On my next video that covers pillar two inside of this copy paste sell expert framework that I created, I will be breaking down the list building process and how I do it inside of my offers. And it's all about collecting first party data from your audience. Hope that was very useful for y'all. I will catch y'all tomorrow. Amplify Daily. Oh, and I almost forgot to tell y'all, I can't cheat you here. The place that I record all this stuff, I was using Zoom at first because it allows me to do screen share and then go back and forth to the camera. But I found this software called Veed. It's Veed.io, Veed.io, and this software has been really, really useful. So it does a couple things that I couldn't find elsewhere that have made a big difference for me. One, it's super simple to use, but I'm able to record stuff, and I can I can record a scene. So this video that you're watching right now, it's got four scenes. This is the fourth one. The first scene is my little intro, where it's just me on camera, no screen share. The second scene is where I first started talking about the expert framework, etc. That's about 7.5 minutes. The third scene is the main body of this video, which is about 30 minutes, where I am walking through all of the different tabs on my computer screen. And the fourth scene, and with each one of these, I can stop the video and then restart it inside of like, hey, I want to share some slides this time, or this scene I want to just be me on video, or this scene I want me on video plus this live screen share. All of this is available, and all I got to do is just hit stop and then restart, and I can see each one of my little scenes right here on the screen, and I'm just recording the next scene. And when I go to the editor directly after I finish this video, it'll allow me to just append each one of these scenes together to create one clear video. So really, really simple to use. And on top of that, once I have completed that video and exported it, I can then duplicate it and then edit it with one click of a button to configure automatically to resize to any social media platform I want to share to. So what I do is I click that button, I resize it to be able to share as a reel, and then I quickly edit it down. It's really simple to edit. I edit it down to about a 45 to 60 second, no more than 90 second, because your reels on Instagram have to be 90 seconds or less. I edit it down to a little teaser that I can then post on Instagram as a reel, and then from that reel, share it as a story, as I showed y'all earlier, and then on that story, I can add a link that links back to what will then be this video on YouTube when I get done sharing that. And that's how I can get people from Instagram to see the full YouTube video on my YouTube platform. And each one of those stories I can save in the highlights area for Amplify Daily. So with every new day, I can have a new highlight of my new YouTube video. So I'm learning my way around social media. I'm not an expert at this, but I am big on creating frameworks that are duplicatable, that can be done over and over again, that produce a predictable result, and that don't take a lot of time in order to manage. And so, if I was going to write every day and do a video every day in 2024, I wanted it to be a structure where I could get the most scalability and virality from these videos. And based on what I'm seeing so far in the first 45 days or so, I am getting really, really good reach on social media, with particularly Instagram. And I have not even started having my team do what I showed you, which is my 1 minute expert format. They're just about to start chopping up these long form videos on YouTube, which are 20, 30, 40 minutes at times for my Amplify dailies, deep dive. They're going to start chopping each one of these up every single day into full shorts, micro shorts, and quotables, which will give me more short form content, hundreds and hundreds of videos that will that I can proliferate across TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, etc. So every one of these videos gives me 30, 40 pieces of content, and I'm doing one every day. I'm going to have unlimited content. So that's how I'm approaching organic audience building in a way that, because I've got the framework, doesn't take a ton of time, but is going to give me a magnitude of content. Y'all have a great evening.